Powdered donuts, sugar candy. Let's go. Welcome to another episode of the ReUp. This is Jason Delgado coming to you live from the Orsini Studios, still quarantined, unfortunately. Here in beautiful Los Angeles, California, where we can only enjoy the sun from our porches or with a mask. Yes, it's like that, but we out here. Or not. We in here out here. Anyway, welcome. Wanted to bring on a guest today to talk about some of this craziness, anarchy, what we're doing. Tell some old stories about being comics on the come up before the end, and what we plan for the future. This is the ReUp. Let's go.
I was bullied as a kid. Every morning they would spit in my food and call me a fag. I hated being homeschooled. My girlfriend came up to me the other day. She's like, "Ryan, I think I'm bulimic." I was like, "Maybe you're just stressed out about how fat you are." I have this brother. He's adopted from Africa. He recently came out of the closet to my parents, and we're all pretty upset because we really try to make that closet feel like home.
Everybody's beautiful and in love with one another. What you just heard was the hilarious Oscar award-winning, U.S. Comedy Contest winning Ryan Joseph performing some of his hilarious jokes. I have him now on the podcast with us. Ryan, welcome.
2 years and under U.S. Comedy Contest. I should say that. I'm trying to be humble nowadays.
That's a good thing to say, but there's no need to be humble because 2 years and under is all that exists now.
Yeah, I know, right?
15 years ago when there was stand-up comedy? No, I'm kidding. That joke is sad. But hey,
no, I know, man.
Good to talk to you. How are you doing? I want to talk a little bit about how we met. I met Ryan when he was crushing at Flappers in Burbank and then crushing at the GT Comedy Jams. Where was it that we first did it?
What's that?
What was the first place we performed? Lotus Lounge? Lotus Lounge. Was that it?
Yeah, I remember when I met you, we were about to perform in the prestigious, what is it called? The small little Yoo-hoo room.
Oh, yes, the prestigious Yoo-hoo room.
And you were sweating your ass off outside, waiting to go on stage. And I was like, "Are you nervous?" And I had just started doing shows, and you were just like you were like, "I'm always nervous. I'm always." And I was like, but it made me feel better. It kind of.
Nope, that is a very accurate perception. Yeah, stand-up used to be. Oh no, I won't do that. Stand-up is scary, but it's it's one of those things where I think you think it's a small room. And you're like, don't be nervous, it'll be fine. And then there's oh man, they're so close to you, I'm more nervous.
Yeah, I know. It feels like the first one or two times that I did that, the whole Flappers thing, Yoo-hoo stuff, there was a pretty good audience, and then it just started dying out. And I just stopped doing it. I was like, fuck Flappers, and going all the way over there. And they would always just try to book me for Yoo-hoo room, at 5 p.m. on a Monday or some bullshit.
Monday Madness!
Make sure you bring people, 25 people.
Are you ready for Monday Madness at 4? Nope.
I know. It's just... But you know what? I would kill to be there now.
I know. That is 100% true, man. All day. Shout out to the Flappers in Burbank. Also, man, to GT, we lost a comedian. He missed all this fun stuff, so rest in peace, GT. But we also used to do these little shows at these little bars, and it's one of these things where all these little shows and stuff like that. I remember those now more than the big stuff. I think it's because we did more of them. But I think when I think back on comedy, I'm like, oh man, I miss the little rooms. Of course you miss doing shows, but I miss waiting in line, and then maybe our name gets picked out, and the little kind of adventures that used to be part of that.
I would kill to know that I'm going to potluck or something today to not get picked, just sit in a crowd of dirty scumbag comedians or wannabe comedians that are just going to go on stage and fuck off and take up the time from people that are trying. I would love to watch them.
I would love to not get my time wasted live in front of people.
I know, but just to be like in the Comedy Store would be so cool. And but you know, I'm trying to have faith that something good will come out of this. Some things have already, but like I just get worried that people are not gonna want to go to shows and like scrunch up together. Like I remember doing the original room on the D's Nuts show, one of the last ones I did. It was like so packed, the comedians had to wait outside.
That's the fun.
I know, like 300 people just stuck in a room. Can you imagine that now?
Oh my God, dude, the Purell. You know, and it's funny because it's one of those things where I'm hearing that they're opening up certain places in like Texas or Arizona or something like that, and it's these rooms that fit like 300 people, and they're gonna put like 100 in there, or like 120 people. And I'm like, look, I'll take it either way, but the whole point is like when like they used to not have enough people at a show, they'd be like, yo, everybody move up so that at least it looks like there's a bunch of people together. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Now it's like everybody at a comedy club, he's sitting in the back. It's going to be like talking to like an empty classroom.
I actually have a show in Texas in September.
I know. Do you have word on that? Is there up? I mean, I'm assuming they're Texas. They can do what they like.
Well, yeah, that one is still on, but the one I had for Catalina, which sucks because that would have been a great show.
Yeah.
Yeah.
What, Catalina, like Island?
Yeah.
You were going to do a show on I didn't know this. See, because last time I heard you were going to do an hour set in Texas. No, I'm kidding. You were going to do a 30-minute set in Texas. And I was like, bro, crush that. And then, like, pandemic.
Yeah, well, the same booker, he asked me to do a show on Catalina Island, like, opening for Cheech and Chong, dude. Yeah. It was supposed to be, like, a pot festival. And usually I don't like playing for, like, pot crowds because everyone's so fucking stoned and they can't get a joke.
Bro, nailed it.
They're just like... And even if they think you're great or they don't, but you don't know what they think. They don't know what they think.
Bro, that's really good.
Yeah.
Because your jokes require like you got to pay attention for at least 15 seconds, bro.
Yeah, I did like Mary Romeo's 420 show behind the Mint, and it was just like a shed in the back with a bunch of people. It was like a drug den.
Sure.
And you walk in, and everyone's about to light up. And I was like, oh, shit, because I'm sober. And I was like, oh, my God, I'm going to get a contact high and ruin my life. So I go to Mary, and I was like, hey, just put me on first, okay? I'll go first. And so I don't have to breathe in all this shit. Totally just, like, insulted her. So I don't want to be around you.
My body's a temple, not like you pieces of shit.
Yeah. And so I go up there and I start, and people, like, I wasn't getting the response I was used to with these jokes that I know work. And so I was like, okay, I'm just going to talk about drugs. I was like,
that'll work. Know your audience.
Yeah. I was like, why are you guys smoking pot? I mean, I did that shit when I was 12. If you're going to fucking get high, where's the heroin?
And nailed it.
And then they laughed.
You guys even suck at this.
Yeah. I was like, God, you can't even fucking do drugs right.
Nailed it. Yeah, it's one of those things where, and it's funny because that's a perfect segue into what I really want to talk about, because like I know that there is in the world, not that you know specifically or not specifically, underground comedy still existing, you know, where people are live with one another despite the government, and they're doing their thing.
Man.
Fuck the man, because here's the thing. They're coming after you. They're reading your email. No, here's the thing. If you are, they're listening right now, so it doesn't matter, right? But like the thing about it is that I kind of want to get to, because like the politics of it, I don't care. That stuff bores me. What I want to know is like, is it just kind of like the equivalent of when open mics were about like dating's hard? is it just a bunch of people going like, the pandemic, huh? Can't get laid. Like, is it that, or is there some other juice, or essentially kind of like what are the gags kind of around? Is it just all pandemic stuff, or is there anything?
Yeah, so you would think that it would all be like pandemic coronavirus shit, but no. And actually, the interesting thing is that everyone's like really funny. People that
love that
used to not do well, but it's like we've all been cooped up, and we all like know ourselves so much more now,
dude.
That everyone just goes on and crushes.
Bro,
and
let's go.
Yeah, and no, it's.
I like to hear that. That was my concern, because I'm like, it's like, and then next coming to the stage, this guy that is like, yeah, you know what I've been doing during Corona is jerking off a lot. Let me go. But I mean, I think that there's some juice in the idea that we're having to discover ourselves, and I'm hoping that maybe the bits are geared more towards that than just like, I have to cough now to cover my fart. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Well, the thing is weird, because like the first couple times that I went, I've only been to like maybe 3 or 4 of those mics, and let's give a shout out to the mic. It's not that secret.
Okay,
so,
I don't want to blow people up who don't like to be blown up. I know one for discretion, but shout out to fucking Bando, bro. Keeping it
Joe
live
Bando.
on the mics,
Therapeutic
live.
Noise, taking on the left.
Taking on the left and the right, bro. Even the right's just like, nah, bro. I need ointment. I'm telling you, how is I mean, again, I don't want to, I mean, whatever the discretion might be, you decide. But like, I feel like that, like, do you guys just like, is it just like, everybody's hanging out and nobody's like creepy weird, like wearing like a hat that has like a 6-foot distance on it? Like, is there any sort of weirdness, or is it just like...
Some comics show up like, in like gloves and a mask, and then we just make fun of them until they take it off.
Nailed it. This is how it spread through Sweden.
They're like, are you sure? And we hold them, and I'm like, take it off now. And they're like, what? No. And we take it off, and they start crying, and then we hug them, and they're like, I just want to be close to you.
This is the stuff I want to hear. No, because that's the thing, like, and what a perfect name, Therapeutic Noise. So shout out to Bando. But like, yeah, there is an element to that where like that sort of underground scene, I'm like, oh, I just love that idea, just because like it's distilling. You know what I mean? Like when alcohol was illegal, like you got the best alcohol from these like whatever, these like, you know, backwoods areas. And so I'm wondering if like there's this underground sort of like, if it's now distilled because the comedy is sort of like, we shouldn't be doing this, you know?
Yeah, there's an excitement to it, because every minute we think, and you feel like there's almost a guilt of it when you leave. You're like, what did we just do?
Nailed it. Dude, that's very true.
The business or the building project developer or whatever, building manager called him and was like, hey, I'm getting reports from the police that you're opening business. So apparently all these like fucking pussy ass comics are calling and reporting us.
See, because I don't want to blow up anybody's spot, but I have seen on the internet there's a sort of a very, very odd anti sort of establishment thing. You know, I would think that comics would be more pro along the lines of like the Bando side, where it's like, hey man, we got to get things going. We got to find a way around this. Yeah, there's a lot of comics who are like, yo, this is public health and you really got to, I mean, not even like privately or to the person, because it's like, whatever, believe what you believe. But it's like, bro, on the internets, like in the public forum, doing shout outs to fellow comedians, like, what you're doing is wrong. I'm judging you publicly.
One girl said she wanted me to die, and she was glad that I'll be eradicated by coronavirus. People like me in the industry deserve to die because she cares so much about people. That and one Banda's got bomb threats, and he's gotten death threats too. He's gotten more shit than me. And the only reason I really got it was because Bando was banned from Facebook, and I said, oh yeah, I'll post your flyers, and then I couldn't stop myself from engaging with these fuckers.
Exactly.
And eventually I stopped, but like, One guy was open to discussion. One guy was really hating. He's like, straight up, bro, I'm going to call the cops and snitch you out. And he's just, like, looking at that as heroic or something. And it's like, the way comics have been treating each other is just fucking horrible.
That I don't like. It's just the idea that, like, hey, let's say, like, whatever, I have an issue. I've taken issue. And I'm going to call somebody and go, hey, Bando, bro, what you're doing is a little scary. You don't want to encourage this. But when it's just like, and my feelings will be known by the internet as well, then you're just being kind of like, I don't know, you're just garnering negative attention just to blow up somebody's spot. That doesn't rub me right.
Yeah, or I think they see us having fun and actually performing live, and it bothers them. They'd rather, like, sit in a drive-through mic and jerk off and call it a comedy. and like, they, like...
Shout out to the Zoom mics. Here's the thing. Okay, also...
The drive-through mics, have you heard of those?
Oh, no. What is this? Tell me.
Dude, they, like... I refuse to go, but basically, they... From what I understand, is they go and find a parking lot at undisclosed location. 60 comics sign up, and they all drive there. They all get 5 minutes, and I guess, like, you know, one person on a microphone, and it's, like, transmitted through the car's radios or some shit, and when they laugh, they honk their horn. Fucking little bitches, dude. I've got to the point where I just don't care, and I'll call them out, too.
I mean, hey,
I'll call the cops, but, like, I just don't.
Yeah.
I'm, like, so disappointed in so many people.
Yeah, man. I'm allowed to live and let live. I'm just not about it. I can't do the Zoom stuff. I can't do the drive. I didn't even know about the drive-through stuff, man, or the driving stuff. I've been fortunate enough that I know some, you know, people from, you know, 2 months ago when stand-up was a thing where I've been invited to a couple Zoom shows. I just cannot, you know, bring myself. I talked about this in the last podcast that, like, the thing about it is, like, just as a brief interlude, like, I was watching American Idol, as is my wont, and they had a thing where they had the finalists in, like, their living room performing the final. And, like, they were crushing it. And I was like, dude, I crush it in my living room, too. I'm George Carlin in my living room. Yeah. The part that's scary is when you're up on the stage, the lights are on, like, you got to do it right now at this particular time for 5 minutes, go. And there are people in the front, and somebody drops a glass, and all these things that can go wrong, and you maintain that energy and get a laugh and do it for 5 minutes and then get off. Like, that's what I get out of it as an audience member and as a person performing it. Where I'm just like, oh, man, like, I made it. Like, I made it through that scary thing. Where it's like, here, it's just like good meeting. And not to shit on it, but like, I feel like there is a part of me that can't get around that. Like, oh, that was a good meeting. I said a witty thing at a good meeting.
Shitty comics love it. They stay at home, and they don't have to face that fear of going on stage. Mm-hmm. Or a lot of them are very fat, and they just...
Let's go. Let's go.
Yeah. I was thinking the same thing the other day. They don't have to go on, like, that fear. And
that fear is everything, dude.
Yeah, that feeling that you're going to die before you go on stage, like, because I still experience it a little bit, or sometimes a lot.
Yeah, I mean, when you did the Ice House show, I'm assuming in front at the main room at the Ice House, that must have been shaky-bakey a little.
Yeah, but you need that, because that's the energy, and that's a good thing. And to conquer that, you're right, and still deliver your jokes, it's like, how good is your material that it'll work over that? But these fucking fags are just like,
let's go,
laying all over that shit.
No, and that's the part of it that I feel like it's like, you know, I can't do it. I don't feel right about it. But the thing I want to, like, you know, I'm going to be interviewing other comedians in the upcoming, you know, episodes that have done it.
And so, what I said.
Yeah, they'll listen, hopefully, actually. They'll know, all 24 subscribers. But, like, there is a part of me where I just want to know, like, do people show up? Like, okay, so I know your Zoom show's coming up. And, like, password in 30 minutes, whatever. God bless them. But, like, if you're going and do you see me watching you?
I have no idea. I think it is. You see them. I've only seen
like who's
one
gonna show up to a virtual show? Like who's gonna show up? That's like showing up to a meeting.
Yeah, it's just so. I saw Tim Dillon left a tweet about it and saying that Zoom mics aren't stand-up comedy. It's embarrassing and it's tragic, and and you guys need to stop. And I was like, finally, like someone just like tells them, but they won't listen. And it bothers me because it's like that's how they're placating themselves instead of like, dude, just face your fear, go and like support each other and open a fucking mic. You might get sick, but that's only like the fat ones. And
the healthy ones will live, and then we can laugh.
Yeah, and this will help weed all the comics out that die. Like that's that's God being like,
let
hey,
God decide this stuff. You know, that's the one part about comedy that I feel wasn't involved enough. God. Now that he's involved, I'm like, cool. We're finally finding that level.
Yeah, that's why I respect Bando so much. I mean, Bando is gone. Like, he gets fucking really upset, and because he's gotten so much flack, but that he, he's still open. I wish Joe from Fourth Wall would open his.
I know, man. Joe is like he's businessman. Joe's businessman. He's one of those. Shout out to Joe Fourth Wall. That I miss, man. And it's funny because like I'll just be scrolling through to like put a post up on something, and I'll just scroll past an old picture of the Fourth Wall or an old picture of something. I'm like, dude, it feels like a different planet. It feels like remember Earth? When they used to have things, you know what I mean? And that's the part that I guess, gets me kind of heebie-jeebie. Do you have, like, when you go through, not to get too sort of sad and woe is me, but, like, when you go through those things, besides going and driving to undisclosed locations for underground comedy, do you have anything that you do? Like, do you go for walks? Do you, do self-talk? Do you do anything to kind of keep yourself in that space? Yeah.
Curl up in a ball naked in my tub and cry.
All right. All right. Join the club.
I'm pretty good about it. Like just, talking to people about it. I've had some like promising things. I have some things to look forward to. I'm like doing a movie next year.
There you go.
And that helps me look forward to something, and I think people need a goal or something to look forward to feel better. But when you don't know what's going to happen and you lose meaning in your life, and actually like the mics at Therapeutic Noise, I don't know if it was because of the drive-through mics. It seemed like a lot of comics were excited about it, and I think it's because it was acceptable to their peers. So many comics would show up at Therapeutic Noise and just be like, hey, man, don't tell anyone that, especially like Sarah Lawrence, that like they're all afraid of her. She's like this queen bee to these social justice warriors.
Let's go.
You're spreading disease. And Australians are the most racist fuckers ever, dude. If you go over there, if you're an illegal immigrant, they put you on a fucking island and like shoot.
Dude, they feed you to kangaroos. Yeah.
Little Tasmanian devil wannabe comics. All right, I'm getting upset. Anyways.
Dude, that's how the kangaroos get so strong. They're fed shitty comics.
Man.
Shitty racist comics.
Fucking kangaroo pouch.
Yeah, dude. If I ate shitty racist comics, I'd be yoked.
Yeah.
But that's the thing, like, people get on, like, that's the thing, like, I feel like if you're standing up, like, if you're like, I'm so anti-gay, then I'm gonna go beat up gay people, you're gay. Like, there's too much in you, there's too much resisting. So I feel like if you're in a position where you're just like, look, I disagree that you're getting together and having fun so much so that I'm gonna burn a cross. It's like, wait a minute. Like, why are you so upset that you're gonna go to this extra extreme as opposed to like, because if your intent was like public health, you just address someone privately. You go like, hey, listen, I think, do you know the data? But like, do you know the data? Okay.
The beautiful thing is that the building manager talked to Bando and said, I heard you're opening shop. And Bando's like, I am. and it's just, it's like therapy and support. And the guy's like, well, it's not an essential business. And like Bando lost his mind. He's like, what? How could you say it's not essential? And he got the guy to like apologize afterwards, because he was like, yeah, I'm still gonna open up. What's gonna happen? He's like, well, cop will come and find you. He's like, oh, so nothing will happen.
Yeah. No, because that's the thing. I'm surprised he didn't angle it as such, just because it's like, if you angle it as therapy is essential.
Yeah. But the beautiful thing is that that place is still open, and those fucking comics are still snitches. There's like, and I'll never forget the people that fucking like called the cops. I was brought up in a house where you never call the cops. Even if, you just saw your dad kill someone in front of you. It happened all the time, and you just don't call the cops.
Dude, snitching is worse. In the grand scheme of things, snitching is worse.
Yeah.
If I murdered someone and no one saw, and then you tell, you're worse, because I would have been fine.
Yeah, and I can't, it gave me more motivation to get bigger, just so I could destroy them.
Yes, that's what a lot of people say. Like, now, that's the thing, because there's this, like, oh, wait till it's proven all this stuff is what it is. Then people are really going to see. Everyone's just going to do whatever they're going to do either way. But what I do like is that there is going to be, when the world returns, because I do believe it will return, there's going to be that, like, when shit went bad, you were on that side. You know what I mean? And I wonder how that's going to feel.
Yeah, we see who you really are, that you'll turn against people and judge them. And, I mean, I judge them back, too.
I mean, judge all the time in private, but if you're going to judge me on the inner tweets, like, then you're just being a vish.
Dude,
yeah.
That's for inside your house.
Yeah. You know what I mean? Like, I'm not a monster.
God.
But, like, I feel like that's so much of what it is. It's like the fact that you're doing that is you're doing it to be a public nuisance and ruin somebody else's move. You're not doing it to save the children. If you're doing it to save the children, you'd write me a letter. Like an adult.
Or, I don't know. But it's just, it's cool, but, like, a lot of people, the last 2 mics I went, there weren't that many people that showed up to Therapy to Mic Noise, and I think it was the drive-through mics. But I heard the last one, they got split up by the cops or something. So, shit, what goes around comes around, motherfucker.
Man, that's the thing. And that's why I'm hoping that it's like... But, I mean, I really do feel like when it comes back, that's when all the sort of... It's going to settle, and we're going to be like, you guys were on this side, you guys were on that side. Because...
What they don't realize is that we have support from, like, the bookers of the biggest clubs in L.A., and they see how these guys are treating us. They don't like it.
Because they want to get it going, too. So anybody who could underground movement on their behalf, you know what I mean?
Yeah, like, we have support. But they'll threaten me, Ryan, you're ruining your reputation and your brand, or whatever the fuck, and you're never going to get booked again. And because you went to an open mic, it's going to fucking prolong the us getting into clubs or something.
And when I hear your jokes, that's the first thing I think of. That guy is going to run for senator someday.
Dude, well, one thing I put on Facebook was like this thing where it goes, all these comics really think this situation is going to happen, or this conversation is going to happen in the future. Hey, want to go to a show tonight, Stephanie? Sure. Who's playing? Oh, so-and-so. Him? No way. He's so irresponsible.
Yeah, man. And that's the thing. It's going to really come down to... Because I believe... I mean, I've played at enough comedy clubs to sort of sense what I believe a comedy club goer is. And I don't think they're as worried about Corona as a lot of other people. You know what I mean? Like, I just think it's a different set of circumstances. I think if you go to a Coldplay concert, there's going to be a lot of face masks. If you go to just like the store, like if we're going to like the store on a Friday night, like I think people are going to be like, I'll take my chances. You know, I don't feel it's going to be they as public health will have to, but I don't think the public themselves would be as concerned. I think if you're enough to get out and go to a comedy club, you're enough to get out and maybe rub a shoulder with someone and not worry too much.
Yeah, I mean, what about you? Like, you've been, like, hiding in your apartment, though, right?
I only hide in my apartment and do everything from my closet. It's a lovely experience. It's a lovely experience. I've been
Jason,
super
life is for the
productive.
living.
I have
Life
so
is
many
for the
jokes
living.
about public restrooms. No.
Dude, I can't wait to stop washing my hands. After
Dude,
that.
nailed it. No, I was like, next time I go to the gym, it'll look like Bane. It's going to be like everybody's cooking meth.
I know.
Everybody's like, well, I'll use the machine after you. You know, I feel like so much of that, you know, life is going to be so different for a while. That was the thing I kind of want to get into, just in sort of wrapping. Like, how long, honestly, realistically, do you think it's going to be before we can go, you know, watch another show at the, another Greg show at the, at the original room, or like another one of these, you know, comics where we could get together and go see a show at the store or something like that, or I can go see you, you know, at the Ice House or one of these fucking major clubs that you play. When do you think the next time is going to be where it's normal? Not that I got to go in a face mask and any of that.
Yeah, I think like next year.
This time next year?
Yeah, I think it'll take a while. Okay. I hope not. I think the more people that, you know, grow a pair of balls and just start protesting, that it'll open quicker. Look at Huntington Beach. They tried to shut the beaches down. They protested. They got it back.
Yo, Wisconsin, bro. Wisconsin was just like, nah, we're good on this.
Yeah, we need to get guns and just like
cheese and bars and people. Let's go. No, but honestly, like I really do. Before like face masks are off and like distancing is off, bro, I'm worried about I'm thinking like 22, bro. I'm thinking 22, man. I'm sorry. I'm thinking we're going to get through this. We're going to be through that. I think we'll get around this time next year the vaccine. And then they're going to start distributing it out, and then money. And then it's going to be right around for Christmas. All the people who are in actual power will say, all right, Christmas 2021, everything's back to normal. Everybody's safe and we're good. And then that's when 22, I think, is when it's going to be like I think they might have stuff where it's just like, okay, now remember, don't touch each other. But like, I'm not going to go out. I'm not going to go. See, like, it's so funny. They got these plexiglass like stands for Vegas so people could play cards. And somebody tweeted out, they're all touching the same cards though, right? I mean, what the fuck? So like, I feel like before it's regular, it's going to be a little bit.
Well, yeah, if we depend on the government to tell us when we should feel safe, it'll take forever. But like, the good thing about therapeutic noise or doing that, or just going out, not wearing your mask and going for a walk, is you come home and you're like, I'm still alive and I'm not sick. And you see that like,
you get sun.
Yeah, and you're like, wait a minute, like the world isn't ended. It's like we need to like face our fears. What's the worst gonna happen? You get sick and you die. Okay, well then you have no more problems. You know?
Finally.
Exactly.
You know, that's where they should be pitching it. They need a better PR person.
Win-win situation.
COVID needs better PR people. Dude, Ryan Joseph, this has been a pleasure. I am very grateful for you taking the time. Tell people where they can find you. You have an album. You have information. You have a website. Please spread the word of where people can find you.
RyanJoseph.org. Instagram is the best word. Or Instagram, Ryan CF Joseph, and Twitter, Ryan CF Joseph. And the album I haven't put out. It's still unlisted because I'm doing some stuff with it. But
there you go.
Yeah.
And in movies next year, when things return without masks.
Yeah, we're gonna be a movie that I'll be doing next year called The Visitants. And,
wear a bow tie. It is a pleasure. I am very grateful. Yeah, do you play somebody good, bad? Anything fun you can tell us?
I play a redneck, alcoholic mechanic who beats his wife.
Hey, typecast much.
The audition was me beating my wife, and I did it better than anyone. And I saw all the other guys, their audition. I was like, you guys act like you never beat your wife before.
Seriously. Even the guy who they hired to consult was like, this guy's good.
I know, losers.
I do this for a living, and you got it, kid.
I know, man. You need to, like, live a little.
Ryan Joseph, it has been a pleasure. Thank you very much. Thank
Love you, brother.
Love you, brother. I'll talk to you soon, man. Enjoy. Ryan Joseph, so wise, so outspoken. That was a good conversation. It was fun to talk to my friend, fellow comedian Ryan Joseph. You can find him on the internet everywhere. This has been the ReUp. I hope you enjoyed our little chit chat. I hope you stay safe and you stay healthy, regardless of how you decide to live your life. I'm grateful that you listened this far. My name is Jason Delgado, and we will see you on the next one.